Hello. So I made this activity to learn numbers because I'm all about kids being able to touch, being able to self-correct, and to be independent. So, and work their fine motor skills. So this math activity does all of that, right? What I did was, again, put the dots and I wrote the number. You can print these out. I just happened to have some of those little labels, those longer labels. All I did was fold them and then write on them. That's it. And these little sticks, and then I put it all in a container with beads. With this activity, it's three things, right? So you see the number. If the student knows the number, then they know, oh, it's 3. I just put 3 on there. But if they don't, then I have the included dots. Then they count the dots. 1, 2, 3. Well, how many beads do you need to put on there? Each one of those beads, each one of these dots represent one bead. You want them to know that numbers represent quantity, pretty much. So you say, you count them, 1, 2, 3. How many beads do you need to put on there? 3. So they take 3 beads. 1, and you teaching them 2, 3, right? And then they have to put the beads. Now, I don't know if you see that line? So I'm helping, again, if they're they don't know their numbers to mastery, then I put that little line to let them know that's where you need to stop. And sometimes kids, you'll try to see them, they won't count, they'll just look for the line. But again, it's still working these fine motor skills, and concentration and focus, to be able to do this. But all you really have to do is tell them, I need to hear you count. When you do it, I need to hear you count. So I can know that you're doing it correctly, or I just love to hear you count. So that kind of helps them not just look for the line. And it also helps you because when they're done, what I have them do is line them all up, right? So if you have a number like 10, I can tell, if I can see that line, I can kind of glaze over if I'm in a group and say, okay, you have it correct. That way. So when they're done, they just put it back up. Now, there's another thing for kids. Maybe you don't want them to have this pointer and people feel, like they're going to point. I teach my kids not to do that, but I have smaller groups too. So, but I understand because some kids are just, some children are just children. So we're just going to leave that there. So I did this even for the kids that are younger too, or you don't want to do the stick thing, the same thing. All I did was write the digit, and then I written it out in words. And then for kids who can't, that maybe not recognize this, then they will put the little beads, or you can do counters, right? Counters on them. How many counters? And it helps them because it's a picture of them. So 1, 2, 3, right? So you're counting, they can do that activity. Again, it's helping with the fine motor skill. It's helping them focus on what to do and learning how to do math activities too. So I hope that helped. I hope I didn't talk too fast because sometimes I do. So again, regular sticks with label paper I just wrote on there with some beads. Okay, if you don't want to do the sticks and the kids are younger and you don't feel very comfortable with that, then you could do popsicle sticks. Write the number, and you don't have to write the word. I just write the word because the more they see it, the more the brain recognizes it. And then put little stickers, and then the kids have to put the counters on each of the stars. So that kind of helps them out for beginner counters. But I hope this helped. I really like this activity. They really they like it too because it takes a minute to do it. They have to focus because they're trying to get those little fingers to get the bead on the stick, and they're having to count and making sure that they have the right number. So it's multiple steps and multiple skills that they're using and developing in this activity that I really truly I think is good for younger kids. So if no one has told you today that you are loved, let me be the first to tell you you are loved, and have a great day. Mwah! Happy teaching.